Welcome to the Elizabethtown High School Football Preview Show, featuring head coach Tyler Mattingly. Sponsored by Lindsay Keitha Lickna, Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance, and Give 270. And here's your guest host, Katie Purdue and Coach Tyler Mattingly.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Week 4 of EHS Football Show live from Social on Main. My name is Katie Purdue, and I'm filling in for Andy Games this week, but don't worry, he will be back next week. My husband Duke and I are football supporters through Stanley Steamer. Tonight I'm here with Elizabethtown High School head coach Tyler Mattingly.
Welcome, welcome.
Coach Mattingly, we're coming off another hard-fought loss for the past weekend versus Taylor County. What are the positive takeaways from that game?
Yeah, well, if you were at the game, there was a lot of things that we could have corrected there in the game. I thought that we really tried to focus last week on our defense and really trying to, fix our alignment, fix where our eyes were. And a little bit of that is we put our kids in a bad situation, but I think that we've got to continue to hold them accountable. And, the really positive part has been that these kids have continued to come and to have a fix-it mentality. And I talked to them about that on Sunday is we've got to have a growth mentality. Every week is a different challenge. Taylor County was a really good football team. I thought they did some really nice things, and you have to tip their hat to them. But, we have to continue to focus on us and get better each and every week, and our kids are doing a really good job of that.
So what did practice look like this week in particular?
Yeah, well, I talked to the kids on Sunday about really taking a business approach to how we were going to go about practice this week. So we came in on Sunday, we addressed the problems, we understood what our problems were, and then I looked at them all in the eyes and I said, this has to be all of us in on trying to fix these issues together. And so, continuing to fix, alignment and how we pursue to the football on defense. And then offensively, we had a lot of missed assignments, especially from our skill kids. So, this week has been really focused on, which was a little bit of what we did last week, but continuing to fix us so that we can produce at the highest level for us.
Now we're headed into Hart County, which I hear is an impressive football team. They're coming against wins on Nelson County, LaRue County, and Greene County.
Yeah, Coach Chad Griffin there, I actually had the opportunity to coach with him at Central Hardin for a few years, and then he's been at Hart County now, I think, for 8 or 9 seasons, and he's done a really good job of building that program up. Hart County has historically not had a strong football program, but in the last 2 to 3 years, you've seen their program really rise and really kind of hold to a certain standard. And so, when I turned on the film, what I see is a very clean football team. They're doing things right. Their kids know their assignments. They do it really fast, really physical, and so they're a very confident football team. And they do things right. They fly to the football on defense. They align correctly. They don't do anything fancy on defense, but they really fly to the football. And then offensively, they run an offense that is hanging their hat on being physical. They're going to run the football. If we don't set the edge this week, and if we don't close our gaps, it's going to be a really long night. So we've had to preach that this team is really confident. We have to get back to that confidence level that we had in week 1 and week 2. And so that's been that business approach of figuring out what we need to fix. We all got to be in on that together.
So I'm going to give you some stats. In their shutout win last week, their offense rushed 388 yards and passed for 126 yards. Their defense allowed 68 rushing yards and 39 passing yards. What can your team expect to encounter during Hart County, and how are you preparing for that?
Yeah, again, kind of what I talked about with is what they do is really well. They're really physical. They're really assignment-based football. And so on offense, we know that they're going to run the wing tee offense, and they do it in a very clean manner, but they're going to get downhill on their run game. They're going to send a lot of jet motion, a lot of toss motion, and try to get your eyes one place and then get you to the next place. So we have to be super disciplined on defense. So we've really simplified our approach because honestly, their offense forces you to be simple on defense, because if not, then your kids kind of get lost. And then defensively and offensively for us, they fly to the football really well. I think they've got a kid that I think leads the state in tackles right now. It's the head coach's son, and we have to continue to make sure that we know where he's at. We have to identify where he's at, and we've really talked about we have to get a hat on a hat, especially for him. So we're going to have to be able to run the football because you're not winning many games if you don't. But I do think that we are going to have to use some of our skill kids, and we've got to clean up the mistakes in our skill department to be able to go execute against them offensively.
So what does your offense need to be competitive against Hart?
Yeah, I mean, the weather could be a little wild tomorrow night. We don't know what it's going to do. So, at the end of the day, we still have to be able to run the football. I do think they give you some opportunities to attack some of the holes on the edges of their defense, but it still has to start in the run game. And so I think our offensive line has done a really good job of taking the scheme that we're going into with this week and really adhering to that. So we've got to be able to run the football. We've got to be able to establish that and just give confidence to our kids so that they can go produce at a high level.
And I know you talked a little bit about the coach's son and actually watching him, but what else can your defense do to hopefully put a win against Hart County?
Yeah, I mean, they're scoring a ton of points right now, and so for our defense, we have to play assignment-based football. We have to read our keys, and so I think that if we can be in the correct places and then actually finish plays, so we've really harped on getting to the football, swarming to the football, and just playing with live feet and hands because the faster you're playing with those two things, the faster we are going to get to the football.
Well, thank you, Coach Mattingly. Good luck tomorrow. If you would like to see the game tomorrow, Friday, it is down in Hart County. Hart County is in Central Daylight Time. That is slow time. Please bring your ponchos. There might be some rain. And it starts at 7 p.m. Central Time. We're now going to hear some few words from our sponsors.
Kentucky Farm Bureau, Lindsay Alikna, agent, is the 2024 title sponsor for the Elizabethtown High School football. We are so grateful for Miss Alikna's support and invited her to join us for Media Day and to see just how hip she is when it comes to our current slang.
What is Riz?
That's easy. Riz means how I'll help my customers pick out the best plan for them. No more, no less.
No, it means charisma.
Exactly.
What does bussin' mean?
That's a good one. Bussin' is the quality service the Kentucky Farm Bureau team provides. Real good service.
Can you define cap?
Yeah. Cap means we don't lie, something we don't do at Kentucky Farm Bureau. No cap. Our team will do anything for our customers.
Miss Alikna, that was impressive. Thanks again for your support of the EHS football. As the title sponsor, you are the GOAT.
Thanks. You may not be fluent in teenager, but at least you can have an insurance agent that speaks your language.
Give 270 is in the business of doing good for our community. The local nonprofit is uniquely positioned to quickly and efficiently translate the philanthropic spirit of individuals in our community into effective fundraising campaigns, whether it be through fun, weekly raffles, or fundraising events like the Eric and Joe Show. Give 270 is making a lasting impact on our community and region. Learn more about how you can help by visiting give270.org. In the meantime, mark your calendars for the Eric and Joe Show presented by Magnolia Bank, November 22nd, 23rd, and 24th at the State Theater in Elizabethtown. A portion of this year's proceeds benefit Hope Academy for Kids.
Hey, this is Greg Milby. I am not Katie Purdue. I know you're disappointed in seeing me now, but this is our defensive feature. We had a little technical difficulties this week getting that done. I don't know what happened with it, Will, but we'll blame it on Ben.
Sounds good to me.
Okay. All right. So again, congratulations on being the defensive featured player for 3 of the 4 weeks.
Sir, thank you.
So I'm just going to let you know, if this continues through the year, the only questions I'm going to have left is like boxers or briefs and that kind of stuff, all right?
Yeah, I mean.
All right, so let's talk about the game. How do you feel like you did?
Pretty good, pretty solid overall. Always have room to improve, of course, but.
All right, tell me your stats.
I mean,
you don't care.
No, not really. I'm just trying to get the team in order kind of thing.
11 tackles and I think 2 or 3 for loss.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
I had that written down yesterday when we were doing this deal. So moving into this week against Hart County, what do you feel you need to do as a leader of this team to get everybody ready?
Definitely just get the team to rally behind it, rally behind the cause, get everybody reading their keys like Coach said, and just overall have a good game, fly around.
So you are a major leader on this team. So how do you lead in this situation here? Do you lead with love or you lead with meanness?
I'd say a fair share of both, definitely. Always got to love the guys up, but at the same time, you got to be tough during practice too.
Okay. So this past week, you had lots of great plays. I want you to highlight one. Give me one play that you would put on the top of your mantle if you could.
All right. So my other inside linebacker, Connor Johnson, came through, ate the block for me, and I got right into the backfield and just leveled this kid.
Yeah, you don't do any kind of celebrating when you do that, right?
No, not really.
Act like you've been there before?
Yeah.
I thought that'd be the case. All right, so I told you we're out of questions because we usually ask, how you separate schoolwork and the football field. We don't have that. So I'm going to ask you, what's your hype song? What song or music do you listen to get yourself going? Taylor Swift, something like that?
I mean, see, I don't know if I should say this. I'll say rap, but if I had to pick like a specific song, I'd say Throw It Up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good deal. All right, one more question here. If you had to be an animal for a day, what animal would it be? And now don't cheat and take the Panthers. You can't do that one.
You took away the best option. Come on now. I'd probably say I'm going to go with Dolphin again for the second time. But, they're pretty majestic, Love to be one.
Majestic.
Majestic.
If we had a bingo card for this show, I wouldn't have had Majestic down. All right, well, congratulations on being the defensive feature once again.
Thank you.
All right, this is Will Lynch, and Ben Staggs is here next week. We're going to have it's all Ben all the time next week. We're going to get him in there for that, unless you try to do something and get back in here. Feature the offensive line next week. Come back in a few minutes, but right now it is our alumni spotlight. Greg Milby here, and we've got three great guests here who are former Elizabethtown Panthers, now Kentucky Wesleyan Panthers. Cam Sherrard is up there at the very top, and then Clay Games in the middle, and down at the bottom is Cameron McNeil, which I'm so glad he's not making me call him Cam, because that'd be very confusing in this interview here. But so Cam Sherrard is a senior receiver for Kentucky Wesleyan. Clay, you're a senior as well, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, senior quarterback, and then
I played quarterback here for 3 years, and I'm coaching my last year.
Oh, really? So you're a coach now?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Coaching quarterbacks.
All right, and then Cameron, you're a redshirt junior running back. So as if I'm telling you something you didn't know, but I'm just kind of informing people about that. So, you guys are coming off of a win on your home opener against Northern Michigan. So first of all, congratulations on the home win. And you guys put up some pretty big numbers in that game. So tell us about the game in general and how you felt about that home opener.
Sure, I'll start us off. I felt like we had a plan going into prior to the game, what we were going to do and accomplish on the field, and I feel like we got it done. After watching the film on Sunday, we felt like there were opportunities we left out there, but overall, a win is a win, and we did what we said we were going to do.
Okay, Cameron, what about you? How did the victory feel?
Kind of backing off what Cam said. We were excited to go out there and get to play. Put it all together with the offense and defense, and we had a plan. We executed. We didn't execute to our full potential, but we left a lot on the table. But real excited for this opportunity we got next week to correct our mistakes and put it all together. Really, so
good. It's all a learning, right? It's all a process all year long. Got to. If you don't adapt and change, then everybody's going to know what you're doing. So it's good that you know that. So Coach Games, How did the game plan go for you?
Yeah, it was awesome. It's first time being in the box, so it was new. But everything in the box looked exactly like it does on tape. So it was awesome to be able to communicate with the coaches and communicate with the players also, and execute a game plan to not to our best potential, like they said. There's definitely a lot on the table, but getting a win first time coaching was real nice.
All right, so let's talk about the transition from high school. Was it really easy to remember the mascot? The whole Panther thing stays the same, but from high school to college football, how has that transition been? I know, Clay, you've got a little more detail that you could go into, I'm sure. But Cameron, I'm gonna give you the first shot at that. Talk about that transition and what are the major differences?
The major differences from high school to college is really just the demand on time. As far as whenever we were in high school, we pretty much just watched game film. Now in college, you got practice film you got to watch every day. You got position group meetings to special team meetings to team meetings to all that. So pretty much just the demand on your time. So it's good to find a good balance just between your own stuff you got going on and then football time too, but definitely more demand on time. So it's one thing I would say.
Yeah. So Cam, what about you? How does it stack up, the difference between high school and college?
Football kind of feels like a job at this point in college, a little bit. Like he said, just showing up every day throughout the week and then performing on game day, right back at it on Sunday to watch film and then start the week up. So it's really just a rolling process. And then I feel like another big thing is the concepts on both sides of the ball. That's a real big difference. There's a lot more diversity, spreading the ball around and, blitzes and all the coverages. I just feel like it's a lot more diverse at this level.
As it should be. I mean, you're collegiate athletes. I mean, you should be very proud of where you are. It's a whole other level of game that you're playing. So, Coach Games, talk about the transition from high school. One, you transition as a high school quarterback into a college quarterback, but now that second transition into coaching. So, talk about that difference.
So, as a player, just the demand on time was huge. Learning how to watch film was a big thing, that I had to learn coming in here because, like Cameron said, it was just game film in high school, and you learn week to week based on how you play on game film. But now you get to learn so much more from watching practice film and correcting yourself on stuff that you're going to see the next day in practice. So that was a big thing as a player. As a coach, really having to learn both sides of the ball, how to communicate with both sides of the ball, not just one side, how to get people to buy in, and how to lead a group of guys that are relatively the same age as me has been probably the biggest adjustment. But I'm loving every second of it, to be honest with you.
So let's talk about the you as an E-Town Panther. Did Elizabethtown High School and the football program prepare you for what you were going to encounter in college?
Absolutely. I think the coaches at E-Town when I was there did a really good job of when it was football season, it was football season. When it was basketball season, it was basketball season. Baseball season is baseball season. So being able to play, 3 sports in high school and staying busy all year round was huge for me. Kind of let me, I didn't really have time off, which is similar to college. You got, fall is your season and you got spring ball all spring long with classes on top of it. So that's the biggest thing that I see that E-Town did for me.
What about you, Cameron?
I think for me, it'd be the expectations that E-Town had for us. So, I mean, we were expected to go out there and win and expected to do our jobs just like, any other athlete. But I think that at E-Town, they demanded excellence. So the demanded excellence carried over to not only on the field, but into the classroom as well. So I think that was a thing that E-Town High School did for me, my adjustment to college.
Awesome. Now, Cam, I know you and your brother both, who were, I got to tell you, back in 4th grade basketball, you guys were a dominating force against my son. I'll never forget you guys. I didn't like you at all then.
Where did he play at? I'm sorry to interrupt.
He was an East Hardin kid, so we'll leave it at that. When you guys were playing in a Bardstown league, I think as 4th graders in the 5th grade league or something like that. I don't know if Clay was on that team or not, but you guys were juggernauts early on in that time.
Yes, sir. I was on there.
I thought so. So, Cam, talk about you and your brother playing together, and is it meant a lot for you to be able to do that again in college, which is kind of crazy. You're both receivers, so you could really mess with some folks.
Oh yeah, I think it's really a blessing for us to be able to share, school experience and on the field experience ever since high school, since little, really all my life. So up to this point, it's really a blessing. This won't last too long. This is my last year. I'm a senior, so I've really soaked it in, and I think he would say the same thing. He's been enjoying every moment of this, and he's got 2 more years left, so he'll have a year to ball out without me, and then I can't wait to watch him and support him. And shoot, I just think it's a real big blessing.
Yeah, as you should. So let's talk about tips that you guys have for athletes that are looking to continue playing football after high school. That seems to be a lot of folks' goal. One, you want to play high school football, and then you want to play college football. You want to make it to the NFL. Everybody's got dreams, but I think when you go from high school to college, there's a lot of reality check that happens. So talk about that and give some tips for the high school athletes that want to pursue after high school.
Shoot, a big thing for me, I feel like, especially coming from a small school like E-Town, get your name out there, go to as many camps as you could. I wish I could go back and go to as many I could. I really didn't get out too much into those, especially with the COVID swinging around all years, our junior and senior year. So I just wish I could get that back. And, another thing I would say, just stay focused. The other thing, watch film. It's a big thing.
Okay. Cameron, what about you?
Kind of similar to what Cam said. Get your name out there. Start talking to coaches on, whether it's your Twitter DM or shoot them an email. Start reaching out to coaches, tell them your name, your GPA, send them your film. Really try to bug those guys because you can be as great as the best athlete on your team, but there's multiple athletes out there that may be more athletic than you, bigger than you. So just introducing yourself, that's just getting the foot in the door right there. Secondly, I would say, just stay on top of your grades because at the end of the day, you can't play football without your grades. So I would really focus on school and, just getting your name out there.
Very important. All right, Clay, tell us about it. So let's talk about that transition. What should they be doing?
I'm just going to go with film study. Learning how to watch film was the biggest thing. I know when I was in high school, starting off my sophomore year, junior year, I was really just watching the game when I was watching film and watching opponent film. I was just watching the game, seeing what the outcome of the game was. But now, going through twice, 3 times, 4 times a game and looking at different tendencies is going to give you a head when you get into college because just day by day during fall camp your first year, you can pick up on tendencies that your own defense is doing, just ways to help you perform better the next day, help you compete in your position battles. And the position battles, they're hard, they're rough. You got to find a balance between competing with your teammate and wanting to beat them out, but also being there for them when their reps are up and stuff like that. Being super patient is a big thing that I know all 3 of us dealt with here at KW was having to wait your turn, having to learn, soak everything up from the guys that are in front of you.
Okay, well, I appreciate you guys taking time to interview today. One final question, and this might get a little controversial here. Cam, does he make you call him coach?
No, but I respect him. I call him Coach Games.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Now, me and him are roommates. So here in our room is just Clay, but out on the field is Coach Games.
So whatever happens, if you don't keep your part of the room clean, he can make you run a few extra laps or things like that. So you got to be on top of your game even at home.
Yeah, you got to roll them.
Yeah, something like that.
Good deal. Well, congratulations on a great start to your season, and congratulations on that college path that you guys are taking. It seems like Western Kentucky Parkway has been a big pathway for folks in college football for E-Town to Kentucky Wesleyan. So look forward to following you guys this season, and congratulations and thanks for the time on this alumni segment.
All right.
Thank you. Sir. Thank you.
4, join us for the first annual E-Town Football Golf Scramble on October the 11th at E-Town Country Club. Gather your friends and family for the 4-person best ball format. The fun begins with a shotgun start at 9 a.m. and will conclude with awards during lunch. Mulligans, skirts, and Nolan Ryan pitch and putt string will be available for purchase. Multiple contests will take place throughout the day, and spots are limited, so be sure to sign up today. etown-football-golfscramble.perfectgolfevent.com. Sponsorship opportunities remain. Contact Aaron Siebert for details at siebert.aaron@gmail.com.
Hey, it's Greg, student athlete feature, and now we're talking to the girls soccer team. We've got Campbell Wallace here, we have Kennedy Carter, and we have Bella Yates down there on the end. Thanks for taking some time with us today.
Of course.
Thank you for having us.
So what grades? What grades are we in?
We're all seniors.
Nice. Oh, and in unison there too. All right. So what position you play?
I'm mostly forward.
Center mid and center back.
All right. So what's your favorite thing about being on the team?
I think it's just our grind to win. I mean, we just want to win. We have a tradition of excellence in E-Town, and I think we do carry that with us.
Okay. Mine probably be our chemistry. Yeah. We have great chemistry on the team. We all play for each other, and we love each other very much.
I agree. Like on the field, like we're all playing for each other, and we love each other so much, so we want to win together. So.
Well, yeah, you guys are all speaking like in unison. So, I mean, that's like the coach's dream of that. So, how is the season going so far?
We just tied the #1 team in the state, so.
So pretty good.
Yes.
Pretty good. No losses.
Pretty good. Yeah.
All right. So, what is your personal or season goal? Each one of you get a chance to share that. So, what do you? And it's okay to be selfish and talk about yourself a little bit. So, what's your goal?
I think all of our personal goals is probably to get better each game. Team goal definitely to also improve each game, but to do better than we have in the past 2 seasons and just keep improving.
I agree. I think team goal would be to win the state championship. So
that's a good goal to have.
Yeah, team goal definitely win the state championship. Yeah. But also like it's all 3 of our last years, so like just have fun and like savoring each last moment.
Are you doing that?
Yes.
You're really, truly doing that? That's good. Because, I mean, some people say they're going to do that, but they don't do it.
We definitely are.
No, I would think we are, yes.
Good. And it's not easy being a student athlete and being a student at the same time. You guys are juggling a lot of things here. Talk about that. Give somebody some pointers about how they could be good in the classroom and good at their athletic event.
I would say having communication with your teachers is one of the biggest things, and also like getting your work done while you're at school so that you like don't have to work on it as much at home.
I always like set up in my Google Calendar, it's all color coded, like assignments, events, like when I need to be where.
You're one of those, huh?
Yeah, I'm one of those people. I plan everything out, so that always helps me like make sure I'm doing what I need to get done.
And I would say definitely focusing on one thing at a time, either school or soccer or your sport. It definitely helps keep your nerves down and your stress levels down too.
Okay, well, best of luck on the rest of the season and that run for the state championship.
Thank
okay?
you so much.
And congratulations on your senior year.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, I'm Greg, and that is our student athlete feature.
Now we're going to take a moment to recognize our outstanding host, Social on Main. And with me, I have a little help. Joining me, his name is Cole. Cole, what grade are you in?
I'm in 3rd grade.
And what position do you play for the Panthers?
Quarterback.
Quarterback, wow. And what did you eat today at Social on Main?
I ate a roast beef sandwich.
How delicious was it?
Really good.
Thank you so much, Cole.
You're welcome.
Social on Main has some really great food and drinks. You should stop on by. Next, we have a video here from Foxhead Studios featuring Calm Before the Storm, as well as information about our sponsorships.
A special thank you to our 2024 fuel sponsors who make sure our Elizabethtown Panthers football team is nourished after practice, before games, and of course, the post-game snack. We are grateful to these community partners for all they do for our Panthers. Sponsorship opportunities starting as low as $100 are still available to support the Elizabethtown Quarterback Club. Now is a perfect time to associate yourself or your business with the tradition of Elizabethtown High School football. If you're interested, please contact a Quarterback Club member or email etownquarterbackclub@gmail.com. Go Panthers!
We're going to end our EHS preview show tonight with 3 special guests, Carly Mattingly and her beautiful children. Hi, Carly. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
And what are your guys' names?
Hallie, and what's your name?
Speak in the microphone.
Mac.
And Matt. Tell us how you all are connected with the high school football.
How do you know about the Panthers?
Cause they show me how they do the right throw, how to throw the football.
And who's the coach of the Panthers?
Daddy.
It's Mommy's turn.
Oh. And then how is life as a family during football season?
It's busy.
What have you guys enjoyed most about your time being a Panther?
What's your favorite part of the game?
When the Panthers run out.
Yeah. Hallie, what about you?
What's your favorite part of the game, Hallie?
Play football.
Hallie likes it whenever we score touchdowns because she gets thrown up in the air.
And sometimes I like to get thrown in the air too.
Now, have you guys learned the E-Town fight song?
Yes. Okay, here we go. Rah, 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 go eat.
Go
Big
Big
E.
Yay! All right. Thank you all for joining us. Will you all help me announce the winner of last week's giveaway to the cute little shop?
Angie Bowen.
Yay. Congratulations, Angie Bowen. You are the winner of the cute little shop drawing from last week. Thank you all for joining us at the EHS football preview. Thanks again to all of our sponsors, Kentucky Farm Bureau, Lindsay Aligna, Give 270, Kentucky Heartland, and Social on Main. Join us for our away game tomorrow, again in Hart County on Central Time at 7 p.m., also known as Slow Time, and don't forget to bring your poncho. Go Big E!